I watched it go 5 minutes on there. That's stupid. Part 2 is actually part 1 because I did it all a fucking hour ago. This didn't work. My story was on. What is that? King George VI, Albert Frederick Arthur George. He was born on December 14th, 1895. Here's the thing. He started out with a speech impediment. Not when he was a baby, because babies aren't born with speech impediments. Have you seen the King's Speech? This is what I'm going off of. But apparently he developed a speech impediment at some point in his life and stuttered a lot, which isn't normal at all. So he grew up. And his dad was King George V, and he was actually the second in line to the throne. His brother Edward was the first in line for the throne. I'm gonna drink some more wine. I'm just not ready for this. I was on my game earlier. I was on a drunk game. I don't know what happened. Somehow the video got deleted. I don't know what happened. I saw it. It was like 5 minutes long. I'm doing this again. Okay. So, King George V got really old, as most people do, and passed away. Edward was the first in line to inherit the throne. Not Edward Cullen. Edward was the first in line to inherit the throne, and he decided that he wanted to marry an American woman who had been married twice. Her name was Wallis Simpson. So he inherited the throne after his dad died, which was kind of a surprise to him. He wasn't really excited about being king. So he became king, and he didn't want to. And he decided after a short amount of time that he was going to relinquish his kingness to his brother George. Well, he wasn't George. He was actually going to be Albert, but they didn't think Albert was or something. King Albert. What did King Albert do? Anyway, King Albert before him was not good, so they decided he shouldn't be King Albert the whatever, so he was going to be King George VI. But he had a big speech impediment. He had this friend named Lionel Logan. Logan? Is that what's his name? Lionel Logue? Anyway, Lionel was his speech therapist and taught him how to speak more eloquently, because he was really concerned about speaking in front of people for his kingdom. So Lionel taught him how to speak better, and he became king after his brother Edward, who married that American whore. I mean, really. So, King George VI was his name. It was around the time that Hitler was around. He saw a video of Hitler, and he got really intimidated because Hitler was a really good speaker. He was saying things in German, and it was like in your face, good. You listened. It was like Oprah. Kind of like Oprah. She speaks, you listen. That's how Hitler was. Probably a little better, because Hitler hated black people. So King George VI became king, but his daughters were the next in line for the throne. His oldest was Queen Elizabeth, who we know today as the short, quiet, white-haired woman who scares the shit out of all of us. That is who Queen Elizabeth is now. And Margaret kind of looked a little like she wasn't very cute when she was little, at least in the King's Speech. She kind of looked like she had like a mental retardation thing going on. Anyway, Queen Elizabeth was next in line, and so she is the current queen. The moral of the story is, though, that King George VI was a reluctant king. He was not ready for it. He had a speech impediment. He didn't feel like he was powerful enough or wise enough or whatever, but he was. Nobody ever knew it, and he had a secret strength. And that came out during World War II, which Carrie tells you about in one of our other videos. He was a good guy. We all loved him. Long live the king and happy New Year's. Yes.